plus essentially zero interest rates. What does that mean? It means that Wall Street and the biggest businesses can get money almost free. And let me tell you something. When you can get free money, take it. And so what we are already seeing is that a lot of businesses, big businesses in this country, Fortune 500, S&P 500, they are already sitting on roughly $1.8 trillion worth of cash. And so this free money from the Fed, combined with the $1.8 trillion of cash, where is it going to go? Well, some of it is going to go, and it already is going, into buybacks of stock. And that makes sense. Because if you don't have any other places to put it, why not buy back your own stock and have your own shares of stock go up? Another place it's going, and going to go even more in the future, is mergers and acquisitions. You can expect a boom in mergers and acquisitions. Another place it's going to go is into expansion abroad, particularly in markets, and we'll talk about this in a moment, markets that are growing very rapidly, China and India and Brazil. But one place it's not going to go, probably, is into hiring many more people. Why? Because consumers are not buying. We still have a problem with regard to something called, and I don't want to sound too technical and economistic about it, but it's something called aggregate demand. Aggregate demand. It's really about who is out there buying all the stuff that American companies can produce at or near full employment. There's still an aggregate problem. 70% of this economy depends on consumer purchases. Consumers, as I said a moment ago, are still overwhelmed with debt. They are worried about their jobs. They are in a kind of crunch. They have to save more money than they thought that they had to save because their net worth dropped dramatically. Most people's net worth is in their homes, and home values, as we all know, dropped precipitously. And because all of that 70% of the economy that is consumers, and that is aggregate demand, really is not taking off. And if they don't refinance their homes, and if they don't use all of that money that the Fed is pumping into the economy, we are not going to see consumers do very much. And for the reasons I just gave you, consumers probably are not going to be doing much refinancing, and certainly not using their homes, because their homes really are not worth as nearly as much as they were before as collateral for new loans. Hence, we are going to see probably more speculation in, not by consumers, but by large corporations and by Wall Street, in stock buybacks, in mergers and acquisitions, in expansion abroad. That's not speculation, that is probably good business. But we're also going to see something of a stock market bubble. It is already growing. Beware. By the way, this investment advice I'm now giving you is worth exactly as much as you have individually paid me for it. I have a reputation for being an economic and market soothsayer, and I must tell you very, very briefly, that reputation all comes from the first week of October of 1987. Anybody remember the third week of October of 87? I mean, this is ancient history to some of you, but it was a kind of an important turning point. The first week of October of 87, I was on a talk show with another economist, and the question was, where is the stock market going over the next month? Are we going to see even more of a huge boom? Should we get in? Should we get out? And he said, he was almost, he couldn't get the words out. He was just foaming at the mouth. He said, get in, get in. If you're in, get in more deeply. Don't even wait till the end of this program to call your broker. Get in. And it came to my turn, and I said, no, he is absolutely wrong. I think that in 2 weeks, the market's going to lose 20% of its value. Now, then 2 weeks passed, and the market lost 20% of its value. Now, there's a tape of this program, really, I said this. And I was deluged with letters and phone calls, people wanting to know how to sign up.